Trigger warning. This episode contains discussions of transphobia and gender dysphoria in a political setting.
Hey, hi! Welcome to the Non-Binary Show. I'm Mika and I'm non-binary.
I'm Sam and I'm bisexual.
We've been going out for less than a year and we're already getting married.
And that means there's a lot we still don't know about each other.
So each episode we pick a different topic and have an honest conversation.
Today,
it's getting harder to be openly trans in the US.
But first, we have some emails.
We have a fan.
We found them. We found our one fan.
We have a fan.
We found whoever listens to this shit.
Yeah. For everyone who listens and actually thinks that we helping, thank you.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
It really means a lot that we are able to give you that kind of comfort.
Yeah, and it's really nice to get emails and messages. It's so heartwarming, especially when someone says that we help them.
Yeah. We are still starting out. We're still in the first stages of the podcast.
Yes.
So this is our first conversation with a listener.
Yeah.
Their name is Chance, and they have asked us to try they them pronouns with them because they don't hear it a lot. They have explained to us that they've moved back to North Carolina recently, and in their public life they are back in the closet essentially. They're using he him in public. Basically they're just feeling a lot of dysphoria every day, and they basically explained that we give them that solace.
Yeah.
They said they've been listening and re-listening to every episode.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
That's why our number's so high sometimes.
Yeah, because it's all this one person. We keep
High chance.
We keep checking our stats every morning. We check our stats and the number goes up and up and up, but that's just chance.
Can you read this? I can't read out because I'm like that.
Okay.
Just the first part.
Hi, Sam and Mika. I've been trying to talk myself into sending a voice message, but can't. Lol. I'm so glad to see the non-binary pod pop up on my feed. It's one of the absolutely best ways to reassure myself after work. I live in the South US, working with a bunch of very outspoken transphobes, and it's so important to have that safe, supportive space in my car and headphones so I can retreat for a little while. Still mask presenting, but hating it, in brackets. You've done an amazing job with every topic. I've listened and re-listened to every episode since I first saw your post on Reddit. That is Mika's doing, by the way. Mika spams people with episode links.
That's the thing. At first, I was feeling bad that I was spamming, but then I kept saying in my post that I don't care if you listen.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm making money out of it, but as a queer person myself, I know that it's sometimes like Chan said, it's a safe space, and sometimes people don't have that around them, and the only safe space for them is some kind of podcast that talks about it and makes them feel good, or a YouTube video. Even I watch some random gaming YouTube videos to unwind, and that is my safe space because I just drift off, my mind drifts off, and I'm not stressing and stuff. And sometimes everyone needs that, and this podcast for people should help people like that. And that's why I felt bad at first, but then I was like, no, it's all good. If you can just go around that post, and it's not like I'm selling something.
No.
And I stopped doing that for now because I'm a bit busy and had some things, but I will post some again, and maybe we'll get more listeners and stuff. But again, it's more listeners doesn't do anything to us. It's just nice that we can help people.
Yeah. I like that that's how the podcast has become. I mean, we've only been doing this for a couple of months, but I like that that's what it's become, because we started doing this just to learn more about each other before the wedding.
Yeah.
Just to chat and learn about each other along the way. But
because that's what we do in life. We just start talking about stuff, and if you see some news, you just tell me there's news, and we talk about it as as we would be on a podcast.
Yeah.
So why not just
Why not just make a
record
podcast?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. So glad you started making this podcast, and I hope you enjoy making it as much as we enjoy listening.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chance.
We do enjoy making this. Thank you, Chance. As you got from title of this episode, it is getting harder to be openly trans in the US. I had a thought about this the other day. United States, not very united anymore, are they?
No, it's terrible.
It's like every state is its own country.
Yeah, that's the thing. United States is like European Union.
Oh.
It's like, it is a country.
Yeah.
Like USA
well,
is
actually,
a country.
United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we all have, like the four of us, we have our own little...
Exactly,
We have
yeah.
our own rules, but we still have a bigger governing
Yeah.
leader.
Like the COVID prevention things. Every Wales and Scotland and Northern
Yeah.
Ireland have their own...
Scotland have been doing so much better
I
than
know.
England, haven't they?
I would like to move to Scotland.
Yes.
Don't tell Sam.
Seriously though, Nicola Sturgeon has been doing such a good job, hasn't she? She's
Because
been doing
she's a woman.
Oh, yes.
And the women, they know what
We
they're
don't
doing.
fuck around.
And she maintains her hair as well. Like, not like some people.
I know. He was on an interview the other day. It's like he doesn't have a hairdryer. He has a leaf blower.
No, that's the thing. Like, I understand we can't go out to get haircuts and stuff, and like it's okay, but gel or like brush?
I know. At
Like
least buy a
some-
brush.
like
It's like
something.
£2 from Wilco's.
Yeah,
Come
I was
on.
like, what the hell? He just wants to show that he doesn't care how he looks because he cares for his country so much.
Oh, fuck off, mate. So, we are going to watch a video now. It is a few days old, and there is a reason why. There's a
Yeah.
reason why we're still going to show this. Okay?
I was told this week that the nation is looking at Arkansas because I have on my desk another bill passed by the General Assembly that is a product of the cultural war in America. I don't shy away from the battle when it is necessary and defensible, but the most recent action of the General Assembly, while well intended, is off course, and I must veto House Bill 1570. If House Bill 1570 becomes law, then we are creating new standards of legislative interference with physicians and parents as they deal with some of the most complex and sensitive matters involving young people. It is undisputed that the population of minors who struggle with gender incongruity or gender dysphoria is an extreme minority. But while they are a minority, they deserve the guiding hand of their parents and of the healthcare professionals that their family has chosen. House Bill 1570 would put the state as the definitive oracle of medical care, overriding parents, patients, and healthcare experts. While in some instances the state must act to protect life, the state should not presume to jump into the middle of every medical, human, and ethical issue. This would be and is a vast government overreach. Finally, I understand that the General Assembly will likely override this veto. House Bill 1570 had overwhelming support when it passed the first time, and as you know, it takes a simple majority to override the governor's veto in Arkansas. I'm hopeful, though, that my action will cause conservative Republican legislators to think through the issue again and hopefully come up with a more restrained approach that allows a thoughtful study of the science and ethics surrounding the issue before acting.
Yeah, this podcast is not like political or anything. But oh damn, I hate Republicans. It's like,
I think before we get into this properly, we need to say that we don't know everything that is going on
no.
because it is in America and we are not.
And
We
this
are-
is not shown on our news and stuff.
Yeah. This kind of stuff doesn't really matter in the eyes of this
Yeah.
country's media.
Yeah.
So the most we've seen of this topic is the articles that Chance emailed us and sent us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chance.
And I did see some on Instagram and some on Reddit as well.
Yeah.
Like it was at the same time Chance sent us, so I
Yeah.
didn't show you, but I did saw a few posts.
So that video we just watched was of the governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, giving a statement on Monday, the 5th of April, vetoing legislation that would have made Arkansas the first state in the US to ban gender-confirming treatments or surgery for transgender youth. The day after he made this statement, they voted against it. They are the first state to ban trans youth surgery and treatment.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about treatment, like physical treatment. We're talking about anything trans related.
Yeah.
If you tell your forgot the word, therapist.
Yeah.
If you tell your therapist that you are trans and like you want to work it out, they can say, yeah, just F off.
You know what they're doing though? They're making it seem like it's a good thing. You know what they've called it? The SAFE Act. SAFE stands for Save Adolescents from Experimentation. The SAFE Act bars doctors from providing gender-affirming healthcare to transgender minors, including hormones, puberty blockers, and transition-related surgeries.
Okay, I'll say this. Yes, as a kid, you might be confused sometimes. And like, if you feel like you are trans, it's okay. And I understand that it might be, like, you can regret later. And I understand that permanent change might be delayed for you as a kid, like, till you 18, till your therapist knows that you're actually ready to transition. But puberty blockers, they don't have permanent effect.
No.
And that's why this is the fucking lie.
Puberty blockers literally press pause
Yeah.
on your body. It's not stopping anything from happening, it's just delaying that process. I'm not even trans and I'm getting triggered.
Yeah, exactly. It's just,
it makes me really uncomfortable.
like, it's outrageous how they putting this out there as a saving. We saw Jamie Dodge's video the other day,
yeah.
where he analyzed that women
Yeah.
was saying that she wants to save daughters
Ugh.
from some kind of trend, and it's just stupid.
Mm.
Like, she sounded stupid. She was pretending to throw out these like statistics and stuff, and in the end, I was sitting there watching and thinking, well, she just sounds stupid. I don't even need him
Yeah.
to tell me that she sounds stupid. Like,
Yeah.
any sane person should see that this is stupid. It's like, no person would just randomly think, yeah, I'm gonna become a man now. In that video, they were just saying that social media affects that, and it's just like, come on, if you like normal people, who would even think, like, sitting, imagine, like, before bed you're scrolling on Facebook and see a lot of like FTMs and think, oh, these men are cute, and like, oh, they're trans, maybe I should be trans too. Like, no one thinks that. It's
No.
not how it works. You go through so many stages before you actually. And because of these videos and because of these people who
Yeah.
are transphobic, it's even harder for trans people to come. No one wants to be trans. Like,
Yeah.
if I told you hundreds and thousands of times, if I could have been different because of transphobic and homophobic people, I thought a lot that I would choose to be the quote-unquote normal because it's easier.
Yeah.
And people telling me, you chose this lifestyle. I wish I could choose the lifestyle
Yeah.
and go an easier way. You can't.
There is nothing easy about this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're gonna win this fight in the end.
We will.
So
will.
what
We have to.
Yeah, what I wanted to say about this as well, about the video, we drift off a bit.
Yeah.
The trans people who needs like mental health support and stuff, it would be harder to get that too.
Yeah.
And thinking about the things US achieved with LGBTQ plus, and these things just going step back again. It's like, how
A huge step
like
back.
how does that happen? Do you want to go back to like Stone Age or something? Like,
I'm
it's
sure there were
just-
trans people in the Stone Age as well.
There were, but like you could just throw a rock at them and kill them. Only I don't think they cared back then. That's the thing. They just were hunting meat and eating
They were just
meat.
like, gee, that mammoth is a bit close.
I
I think that was their biggest priority back
like
then.
someone calls someone an asshole and they just throw a rock in their head and kill them. It's
What,
like,
what
that's
do you think
okay.
the equivalent of asshole would have been in the Stone Age?
Let's not go there. We don't have time for that in this episode.
Aw.
Just one thing: Republicans suck.
Yeah,
Like,
they do. They suck hard.
and
And
we-
yet they're
and,
homophobic.
and we are the ones that are wrong.
Yeah. This whole topic of trans laws in the US has been going on probably since the beginning of the year, or since Biden was inaugurated. We watched that, by the way, in this country. It was amazing.
I turned it on. I was scrolling through channels and I saw it. No, I was scrolling on my phone and I saw it, I think, or like a notification popped up on BBC News. I was like, oh, let's watch it on TV.
Yeah.
And then we actually got hooked and it was actually quite nice.
It was nice.
Like, it feels like he could make change, but why can't he make change? Like why can't he stop it?
Well, that's the thing.
Because it's states.
About a week after, didn't he release some sort of executive order on it? Again, disclaimer here, we barely know anything because our media does not cover this.
Yeah, we're talking about this just like we're learning this as we go right now.
Yeah.
So if we say something not like if it's not true and our sources are wrong, leave us a message or voice message or something.
Yeah.
Like, correct us and we will address it in the next episode.
Yeah. So we believe that there are at least 127 bills on transgender issues in at least 22 states
And
have been introduced this year.
And guess who's responsible for them? Republicans.
Yeah. Transgender rights have been propelled to the forefront of the US culture war, with advocates and conservatives battling over access to medical treatment and inclusion in school sports. Why is it so triggering to them to have a single-sex sports team? I mean, why can't we just let kids play
Especially
sports?
especially
with
in
whoever they
schools.
want? Why does everything have to have a boys' team and a girls' team?
I hated my PE for that because boys
Yeah.
could play basketball. I love basketball.
Yes,
I used to
I
used
had
to
that
love
too.
play-
You know what we had to play? Netball.
Oh, I would love to
Fucking
play
shit
netball.
compared to basketball.
You know what we had to do? We had to jump ropes and stuff. We had to do like aerobics and stuff.
Oh, God,
I
yeah.
don't like. No.
You know what we had? There were times where the girls in PE would just be sent to one of the squash courts that we didn't even play squash in, right? But it was a squash court. We were just sent into this small room with a bunch of rowing machines. That was our whole PE, just rowing for an hour. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Stop.
And that
Change it.
happened more than once. That was more than once that we did that.
That's what's wrong. Gender is social construct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
construct.
I'm sorry, my English got worse.
It's okay. I still understand what the
so-
fuck you're talking
so
about.
I worked for like 4 days, like early shifts from 6 a.m. So I'm a bit still not here.
Yeah.
So excuse my language. But yeah, like that's the thing. That's a proof that we just used to things be a certain way. They don't have to be a certain way. Yeah, I understand, like, you don't want to get naked in front of a man. Though, to me, I don't want to get naked in front of anyone.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, I never liked being naked in front of girls or boys.
Yeah.
No.
It's like you get changed for PE.
No.
No.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you get changed. We didn't have changing rooms in primary school. We had the toilets, right?
Yeah.
So there were about 20 girls or something like that getting changed in a really cramped space, and there were only about 5 cubicles
Yeah.
in our toilets because it was primary school, right? So there were 5 girls that took the cubicles, and the rest of us were just next to the sinks having to get changed. And I would just stand there for about 10 minutes waiting for someone else to come out of a cubicle before I could get comfortable.
So I had to change in front of someone through the whole school. We didn't have where to change. And I did get
Well, like in a corridor.
not in the corridor, like in front, like someone. Like we did have a room.
okay.
We did have a room. But it was just open room. So like everyone was just in that room changing.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't afford to wait for someone to come out and stuff.
Yeah.
Never thought of changing in the toilet though. But I did get a comment about my legs once. I was like 15 and someone, I don't remember what they said, but I remember telling my mom and my mom just started laughing because she's like, Jesus, you 15, just calm down. Oh, someone said my legs are not sexy. Look at me now, bitch.
I can confirm that is, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I had this classmate.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a story time now.
Mm.
I don't know, you know a bit about her, I told you, but you don't know. So I'm not going to mention her name because she's not worth it. So when I started primary school, because my parents moved in to the village, because they wanted like suburban area and stuff. It was like a proper Lithuanian village. No, we didn't go down to the river to wash our clothes. Not that bad.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You used to take your washing machine with you.
Can't even joke with you. Yeah, so we moved into this village, and my like first grade thing. So my mom went to school with me for the first time when it was like still summer, because the teacher wanted to see. We had this bad thing. I feel it was bad. Like there was class A and class B, and class A was more advanced kid, and class B was less advanced kids.
Oh no.
Basically, and the teacher wanted to look at everyone and see how advanced we are and stuff, which now I understand how bad it is.
Yeah.
So we, like a lot of us kids, like 20 of us or more, and we were just there, and she's like sat us down and like just tried to know us and stuff. And then she let us go outside, and then she said, when I ring this bell, you come back to the classroom. And like that kind of stuff. She just wanted to see how responsive we are, and like just evaluate us basically. Now I know that. And
you sound like you sound like a group of like guinea pigs in a lab experiment.
I didn't say it was a good story. So, and I met this girl. Like we became, like kids. In one day we become best friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, we kind of like got friends and all that. And then the actual school year started. And we found out which class we are in. We didn't know about this thing and stuff. But it turns out I was in class A and she was in class B. So we got separated, and then we were friends because, we weren't in the same class, so it was hard to be friends.
Yeah.
But I never paid attention to her that much, really. She was just there, like, on and off. And when after year 8... I decided that I want to go somewhere else in a different school, because it just got to, like, it's a village. It's very, like, a lot of subjects weren't taught well and stuff. Like, you could, like, some teachers, like, one teacher was biology teacher and chemistry teacher.
Yeah.
She was shit at both. It's like, no, seriously, like, you can remember the whole the whole book.
Yeah.
And if you just remember the whole book and tell me that, I won't remember it.
Yeah.
Like, it
was
won't
she
help
just
me.
reading from a book then?
She was memorizing the book. Yeah, she was saying exactly word to word what was in the book.
God, that's like when a teacher can't be asked to actually give a lesson and they just read off their PowerPoint.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't happy with my school, and I thought, like, no. And because in Lithuania, after when year 9 comes, you can go to gymnasium, and gymnasiums are from 9 to 12. So it was like perfect time to go there, because there will be like the new stage for everyone. And then I transferred, and some of my classmates transferred too to that school, that
Yeah.
same school, and this girl as well. So we were classmates again
Yeah.
after like one day. Yeah. And there were times where you could see her being competitive.
Yeah.
Just like small tiny things, but you could see she's trying so hard to just overpower me sometimes, and I just used to think like, oh, that just happened. Okay. Well,
You think that
it's
was
not-
because she was put in that class?
I don't know. That's the thing. I never figured it out. I never understood why. So, like, there was one thing I actually remember very clearly when my Lithuanian language teacher was just talking to her about something, and like she said something stupid, or like something happened. Like that teacher is not great as well. Like something happened, and she just said to this girl, like, oh my god, you're such a villager. Like, because her mentality is so close, like boxed. You know, like when we have this expression about like villagers. It's like you don't see past some things. You just in that close tiny village, and you don't accept what's going on around, and you just like closed. Minded.
In social media terms, that would be called an echo chamber.
Yeah, kind of. So this teacher was just saying, "Oh my god, you're such a villager."
Yeah.
And because so in that town, I'm calling a village, technically was a little town. We have this like little town term. Like technically it was and around it was villages.
Yeah.
So because we were living in this like community thing, it was in the village, like technically on paper.
Yeah.
So I was just minding my own business on my desk, writing something and just barely listening to what they're talking about. And I hear my name.
Yeah.
So this girl was saying, I'm not a villager, she's a villager.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm like that, like, what do I have to do with
Why
that?
are you bringing me into this?
Yeah, and
what the fuck's going on?
And you know what the teacher said? Teacher was like, oh really? No, she doesn't look like that. She's probably not even. Yeah, she's like saying about me.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like that. She's probably not gonna even live in that village anymore. She's probably gonna move out far away from that village, and it'll be like she's just like put me even higher.
Yay!
And it's just like, yeah, don't think
Yes.
think about your own growth. Don't try to like step on someone else to go there. I just and
Don't knock someone else down to make you feel taller.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I shaved my head a few weeks ago. Like it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I started work 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I shaved my head and I got some like flashbacks to when I first did it. It was like 6 years ago or 5 years ago. And I posted on Facebook and some people were like, oh my god, that was like very brave of you to do that. And like, you know, some people just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
It like that's what it is. If you don't like it there's no point of commenting anything. But then I got a personal message. Guess from who? I haven't seen that girl for like 4 years already, or 3 years, because it was after uni and stuff. And she just texts me saying all these things, how I should hide myself if I have a illness or something. And
She
like,
thinks you shaved your head because of an illness.
no, I think she wanted to like prove her point. And like this whole thing about me cutting my boobs and becoming a man, and like she just she just said a lot of things that actually a bit hurt. And
very transphobic.
yeah, and it's like a lot of things. She's like, and I just told her, you know, you sit in your box and just stay in your box.
Yeah.
And she was saying something along the lines like, people are laughing at you. And I'm like, she's like, I'm
Not
trying
from
to,
where I'm standing, babes.
like, I'm trying to help you. People are laughing at you. I'm like, I don't see anyone laugh. And if they laugh in private, I don't care. Because I laugh at lots of people too. But I don't go around and tell them that.
Did you tell her to go back to her village?
Yeah, I told her, and she's like, I'm very proud of my village now, and like I'm proud to be a woman, and I'm not like you, I'm not like disgracing. Yeah, there was a lot of things like that.
Oh my god.
So all these things, and I just replied to her like very calmly, And that's the thing I told her. You're not even my friend on Facebook. Like, I don't have any connection to you. I haven't seen you in so long. And just leave me alone. Like, why do you care? And she's like, along those lines, I'm trying to help you and stuff.
So you weren't even friends with her?
No.
So how did she find you? Because you've changed your name since then.
No, that was 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, and then she's like, and I was thinking, yeah, probably someone who I was friends with maybe said, oh my god, look at her, she did that. And then, like, probably shared some photos or something. Clearly something happened. I don't really care. But then after, when that, like, that time when she messaged, of course I was, like, upset. And it did make me a bit upset because I know that a lot of people think that way. And that's why seeing news like transphobic news like that and like in going around the world and stuff, it's hurtful for some people and it's really like making them feel down because you see all these good things happening and thinking someday I can be free and like be myself, and then you see something like that, transphobia, homophobia, and then you think we going back again, like they're shoving us back in the closet again. Yeah, that's why I thought this story is important. Because
I mean, there are still a lot of countries that put the US on this pedestal of you can do anything if you come to America. There's freedom here. You know, the American dream, where you will move to America on nothing and you will grow and like get married and you will buy a house together and you will have this amazing job. There are a lot of people that still believe that.
So if you are a white, straight person,
chances are that will happen to you.
You are racist and you are transphobic and you're homophobic, yes. Then you'll just... You don't have to follow any rules because what you want is what those people want. So you will think, yes, this is freedom because you can do what you want.
Yeah. Because the world is geared towards people like you.
Yeah.
And they're shutting people like us out.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But if you are people like me and people of color, like, no.
Because the world isn't made for people like us.
Yeah.
That is systemic prejudice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because there were more white people at some point who achieved more doesn't mean they are high. They can actually have this supremacy. Okay. Go back to the news.
Yes, please. So, we've got a bit of a timeline of some of the major things that have happened since the new year. I mentioned earlier that Biden did something about trans youth. And I've got it here. I think this is the thing I was talking about. The Biden administration on the 23rd of February withdrew government support for a federal lawsuit that sought to ban trans athletes from girls' and women's school sports in Connecticut. The case won the backing of then President Donald Trump when it was filed a year earlier by the families of 3 female students to challenge Connecticut's rule allowing trans athletes to compete in girls' school sports. So Biden pulled that support, the support that Trump gave them. Then, 2nd of March, Alabama passed a law that would make it a felony for healthcare providers to treat trans youth up to the age of 19, with a penalty of up to 10 years in prison or a $15,000 fine. 11th of March, it gets worse, don't worry. Mississippi signed a law banning trans athletes from women's and girls' sports at public schools and universities. The first state to pass such a bill during the Biden administration. 18th of March, Alabama passed a bill that would bar trans girls and women from competing in single-sex sports. 25th of March, Arkansas... Our governor from Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, barred trans girls and women from competing in school sports. So he might have sounded like a good guy at the beginning of this episode, but he's actually a bit of a knob.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually thought for a sec, he actually seems like a good guy because he vetoed that law. How can you do that law about trans girls in sports, but then veto another law about...
I can tell you how.
Go on.
Because he's not educated well. When I met you, we talked about it yesterday. When I met you, and I just swiped right, and like was thinking like, oh, cool, she's pretty and stuff. And then we started talking and everything, and then I looked at your profile properly, and then I saw that you're bi, and I was thinking, oh shit, because I didn't know anything about bi people. I've never learned anything about bi people. My knowledge about bi people was only from what I saw in movies, or maybe like some people on the internet, like that. That's it. It was very limited. That's why I was biphobic. It didn't even realize it. I wasn't saying like, I wasn't shouting and screaming and like every time I see bi person saying, oh, you just confused, or like I wasn't just like trying to make them feel down. But I was accidentally biphobic because I didn't want to date one. And yeah, a lot of bi people might fall into those standards, but that doesn't mean that that's a definition of bi person.
Yeah.
And it's just like, as long as everyone's okay with whatever they do, everything's fine. And that's the thing. And when I met you and we started going out and stuff, and I started looking into things, and we talked again as well, and like I just tried to learn more and more, and like actually read articles about it, and like learn from other people what their experiences are. Now I actually feel stupid for like 7 months ago me was so stupid, and I feel so much better right now, and I feel like I've learned so much just because I wasn't what's the word?
A knob?
No, there's a more smarter word for it. Like
It's okay.
Arrogant.
Arrogant.
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't arrogant, and I wasn't saying like I don't care and I'll just stay with my opinion, quote unquote. Yeah. No, it's not an opinion. It's just you are not educated enough. And if you feel like you hate someone, because I know that there is hate in LGBTQ+, we know that.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this podcast and you feel like you don't understand some of the queer people, just look for some articles about it. Look for some, like Reddit has a lot of like subreddits for different sexual orientations or gender identities, and you can just see people writing there and like sharing their experiences, and that actually really helps to understand what they're going through.
Yeah.
And it's not that different from what every queer person go through. Like even if you don't have all the things they had, if you had a teeny tiny similarity, you will still understand like how they got there and stuff. Like just go and look for information and you'll understand, and then it will be easier for you to get to that point where you don't hate because you understand. Just go into their shoes for a bit, like try to imagine yourself being there. Did I drift off again?
Thank you for doing the research.
No, that's
No,
the thing.
it means a lot to me as bi.
I love you. That's all, like that's the thing. Like, if we didn't met ever, we haven't met.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have done that, and I probably would have still been in quite box thing. Because before we met, I was trying to like fit in a butch lesbian thing. Because I didn't discover yet that I was non-binary. And then when I discovered it, it was hard for me to get out of the box of manly things, because I thought if I get soft, I will go against some kind of a standard, some kind of a box again, like, and to come out of the box and just be yourself, which that's what I want to be. Like that's why I don't like labels that much.
Yeah.
Because it's just me. I just want to be me. And like because you were there, anytime I just say anything and you just support me.
Yeah.
You never said like, oh, I don't know if I would like that. Like you were just there and saying it's okay to be whatever you want to be, and like that's what made me do that research, because you showed me that you just need to support someone and then just learn on the way. Like if you don't understand it, just try and support, and then on your own time just turn around and look for like why they're feeling that way and like what makes them feel bad and stuff to make them feel better. And that's the thing, like it took us a while to understand each other, and to not say stupid things to each other, to hurt each other by accident,
Yeah.
just because we don't understand. Like, you didn't know anything about non-binary back then.
No.
You tried your best to support, and like you did say something stupid, and I didn't know anything about bi, and I just did say some stupid. But then we just like start learning from each other, from the articles. You went into groups as well to like see
Yeah.
how other people feel,
And
like,
now those groups have taken over my Facebook. It's all I see now.
Yeah.
And it's great.
yeah, it's just, that's the thing. Just learn.
Just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's wrong.
Joey Tribbiani.
Yes.
Back to the topic.
Yes. So I've got a website here that is tracking all the bills and legislation that's going on in America. This website is legit. It looks like the real deal. It's not like a fan thing. This is a legit organization. This is freedomforallamericans.org. They work with a lot of different organizations. You can donate to them to support them financially. They have resources that you can discuss in groups and schools, maybe. The two things on their website that I'm most interested in is the legislative tracker. And this is a list of all the bills and stuff that's going on in America. You can filter the kind of bills you want to see. They're not just geared for LGBT. There is religious exemption as well. There is local control. But one of their topics actually is anti-transgender student athletics.
Yeah.
So you click on a topic, and this is a list of all those bills. You can see Florida, Montana, Oklahoma, West Virginia. It's going all over the place. And then they have a map underneath.
Oh, that's good.
So you can filter by state as well. The darker the colour, the more restrictions there are against
the color
us.
is red.
Texas.
So I see the thing. This might be triggering too. There's a statistics that because of mental health, a lot of trans people commit suicide,
Yes.
especially if they see these, and especially if they can't change when they need change and stuff.
Yeah.
And that red color is blood. Basically, they're doing this and they're causing blood spilled. They're killing people.
The other part that I like on their website is the How We're Winning page. No one should be treated unfairly because of who they are or who they love. But in 29 states, LGBTQ Americans are not fully and explicitly protected from discrimination. Freedom for All Americans is the national campaign to secure comprehensive non-discrimination protections in employment, housing, and public accommodations for all LGBTQ Americans. So this is their manifesto, I guess. This is like all the stats and stuff related.
There's another map.
There is another map. Most of it is grey. And the grey means states with no LGBT non-discrimination protections. So these are the states that have some sort of restrictions against us. The ones in red, now red is the good colour on this map. The ones in red mean that we are protected.
Yeah.
A couple of them are light blue, a couple of them are dark blue, and the dark blue one, I think, Wisconsin, they have non-discrimination laws for LGB, not T. So I really like this website.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a good place to start if you want to learn. It's a good place to start if someone asks you, where can I start? You can give them this link, freedomforallamericans.org. Shall we end with this video?
So for the next episode, we have different... Is the next episode up, or is it next episode our wedding episode?
The next episode will be our wedding episode.
Oh. Well, anyway, in 2 weeks, we're going to have a different episode. Because for the wedding, we're uploading The Story of Us.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the podcast, we were still learning how to... The kind of podcast we want it to be.
Yeah.
And now that we are where we are, I'm gonna re-edit it with just put our intro and outro on it and stuff. Make it more
and
us.
we're gonna re-record the intro and outro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because after the wedding, our intro won't be accurate anymore.
Yeah, and we just started out that time. And we were still awkward and like a bit scared and like not really comfortable talking. And now I feel like we are better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but episode after that, we have an idea, and you posted a video.
I did.
But I feel like because we have a lot of followers that are queer.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really catch straight people.
No.
So if you know, of course you know anyone straight.
If you do know anyone of the heterosexual lifestyle.
Ooh.
Yeah. I went there.
Yeah. Please ask them if they ever had doubts about their sexuality, like we queer people do, and send us their answer.
Please tell them to get in touch with us on our socials.
Or you can just tell their story for them.
For them.
Yeah.
So we are specifically looking for, did you go through any sort of, for lack of a better word, experimentation, questioning phase, but then you still came to the conclusion that you are straight? Because we have our coming out stories, we have our sexual awakenings, things like that. We want to hear straight people's side of it, because it's not just queer people that have that kind of story. We want to make it okay for straight people to have had that experience of exploring their sexuality and still come out straight at the end of it.
just to compare if a lot of people have that, or like, because from queer people perspective it seems like we're going through a lot, and it seems like they have it easy. But if someone actually didn't, and if someone actually was surrounded by like queer people, and maybe someone had to actually go through the same, being heterosexual, so that would be interesting if you just spread the word.
So thank you in advance.
Thank you in advance. Our socials are in the end, and on our description and on our Instagram you can find the whole link thing. Like, you can contact us anywhere. We always reply.
So we are going to finish with this video. This has gone a bit viral. You've probably already watched this video. This is a dad from Missouri urging the Missouri state legislators not to pass a ban on trans student athletes.
My name is Brandon Boulware, and Chairman, I'll go as quickly as I can. I'm a lifelong Missourian. I'm a business lawyer. I'm a Christian. I'm the son of a Methodist minister. I'm a husband. I'm the father of 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, including a wonderful and beautiful transgender daughter, who today happens to be her birthday. And I chose to be here. She doesn't know that. She thinks I'm at work. One thing I often hear when transgender issues are discussed is, I don't get it. I don't understand. And I would expect some of you to have said that and feel the same way. I didn't get it either. For years, I didn't get it. For years, I would not let my daughter wear girl clothes. I did not let her play with girl toys. I forced my daughter to wear boy clothes and get short haircuts, play on boy sports teams. Why did I do this? To protect my child. I did not want my daughter or her siblings to get teased. And truth be told, I did it to protect myself as well. I wanted to avoid those inevitable questions as to why my child did not look and act like a boy. My child was miserable. I cannot overstate that. She was absolutely miserable, especially at school. No confidence, no friends, no laughter. I honestly say this, I had a child who did not smile. We did that for years. We did that against the advice of teachers, therapists, and other experts. I remember the day everything changed for me. I'd gotten home from work, and my daughter and her brother were in the front lawn. And my daughter had sneaked on one of her older sister's play dresses. And they wanted to go across the street and play with the neighbor's kids. It was time for dinner. I said, come in. She asked, can she go across the street? I said, no. She asked me if she went inside and put on boy clothes, could she then go across the street and play? And it's then that it hit me that my daughter was equating being good with being someone else. I was teaching her to deny who she is. As a parent, the one thing we cannot do, the one thing, is silence our child's spirit. And so on that day, my wife and I stopped silencing our child's spirit. The moment we allowed my daughter to be who she is, to grow her hair, to wear the clothes she wanted to wear, she was a different child. And I mean, it was immediate. It was a total transformation. I now have a confident, a smiling, a happy daughter. She plays on a girls' volleyball team. She has friendships. She's a kid. I came here today as a parent to share my story. I need you to understand that this language, if it becomes law, will have real effects on real people. It will affect my daughter. It will mean she cannot play on the girls' volleyball team or dance squad or tennis team. I ask you, please don't take that away from my daughter or the countless others like her who are out there. Let them have their childhoods. Let them be who they are. I ask you to vote against this legislation.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Non-Binary Show.
You can follow and message us on Instagram at non.bi.neri or over on Facebook at facebook.com/non.bi.neri.show.
We're posting a lot more podcast updates and stuff from our personal lives, but most of the time you'll see queer memes.
You can also send us a voice message on Anchor at anchor.fm/non-binary. That's all one word, no dots.
Send us a voice message and you might be in our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.